Spicy fans, welcome back to the Spicy Kitchen today. It is curried goat with curry rice. These are all the ingredients we are using, and details of this are in the description below. We are starting right away with rice. I'm going to prep the rice and then put it on in the rice cooker. To do my rice, my curried rice, I'm just trying to saute some onions. I like lots of onions in rice. I will caramelize them. I will saute them till they are really caramelized. I thought my pan was hot. I think I need a bit more of onion. I like onions. When you use onions to cook rice, it's so nice. It smells very aromatic and spicy fafai. When cooking curried rice, you can choose to put a curry powder here, or when the rice is cooking, you put it in it, or you add it to the water that you add to the rice. It's up to you. What you want is good for you, and this is what I like. So we are waiting for these beauties to caramelize in the rice cooker pan. As you can see, it's a rice cooker pan I'm using. When it's finished here, I will just carry it and put it in the rice cooker, and then it will do. And then we will go on with the curried goat. Quick, 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 quick. The onions are frying nicely. I just want them to caramelize very well. You know, the reason why I am doing it here in the rice cooker on the hob here is when you put it directly in the rice cooker, it keeps cutting because of the thermostat. Is it thermostat? So I prefer to just put it on the one that will be going continuously without cutting, and then it goes quickly for me. And I don't want to do it in another pan and then transfer it here and then put it here, you know. Spicy Fafa likes everything sharp, sharp. If you smell this onion, you will go bay. Bayshos. I like the way it is. And in order not to burn because from here it's going to start trying to burn, reduce the heat, and then you put in your curry powder. Oh, I've not labeled it. Don't try doing that at home. Label everything, especially when you have kids that are trying to grow up and trying to make their foods on their own. I don't want it too yellowish, so a teaspoon is good for me. And then in goes my rice. Quickly stir it. Yellow. This smells amazing. You can use any type of rice for this. So I know my rice, you know your rice. So if you're cooking rice, try to minimize the water so that it will not be mushy. You're not cooking risotto. Okay, this is where salt goes in, but I don't want to add salt directly, so I am using all-purpose season, and that will season the rice as well and act as salt for me. I'm stirring that in. Wow, this is beautiful. This is where I add my water. You can add cold water or hot water, but preferably add hot water. This is my amount of water for my rice. Stir that water in nicely and cover it up and transfer it into the rice cooker. Let it be cooking there while you continue with your curried goat. Curried goat, also known as goat meat stew. I am starting with frying of the goat meat. If you have oil separately for frying in a fryer, you can use it, but I don't want to miss any of this goat meat aroma, so the oil I am using to fry is the same oil that I'm using for the stew. This is goat meat. My goat meat, you can smell the goaty in it. I have not steamed it. Some people steam the meat before they fry. I do sometimes, depending on the toughness of the meat and depending on my mood. I don't want to steam it. I just want to fry. You fry very well, and I put it back in the stew to continue cooking, so it's going to be really nice. I seasoned it with black pepper, lots of black pepper. I like black pepper in my meat. Black pepper and oxtail season, that's what I use to season it, and I mix it nicely. If you want to add more salt, you can do that, but oxtail season has salt for me. I just want to fry these beauties before I use them for the stew. The aroma that goat meat has is in another level on its own. So nice, so special, so aromatic. I am going to leave this to fry very well, preferably very dry and crispy. So we're waiting. I don't want to cover it. You can cover it. I don't want to cover it because I want the steam to come out. Now the rice is behind us cooking nicely, and when you are cooking curried rice, you need to stir it a little bit before it's finally done, because the curry powder in it can go and settle in just one side of it and make that side only too yellowish than the other. So just stir it to make it even. Our meat, you see, has fried very dry and crispy. So I'm taking them off it. See, when they are nice and crispy like this and you put them back in the stew, it sucks and soaks back the juice from the stew. If I had steamed it, I would have used the stock into the stew again, but because I didn't steam it, the aromas that it would have released into the stock are all in this oil, and so it's still the same. The taste is going to be amazing. I want to use all this oil for my stew, and then when I finish the stew and it's too much, I scoop some out of it. I have tomato puree here. You can start with tomato puree, or you can start with your onion, ginger, garlic. I prefer to start with tomato puree. Tomato puree is already dry. There's not much liquid in it. Oh. Don't be tempted to do what I am doing if you don't use my kind of cutter. When you use that cutter to cut this, it's very nice. You cannot feel anything. It cuts so nicely. You can even when you stir that in nicely and quickly and gently. This is coriander seeds. You can choose to pop them in your hot oil before you pour this, or if you don't want to pop them and just soften them and then release the flavors, you can do it like that. So I'm just adding a little bit now. It will still pop because the oil is very hot. And then I am cutting in my onions. You can also do it the other way. Add the onions first before this, but you will be overcooking the onions. I don't want to overcook the onions, so I added this because I want to treat the tomato puree in this way. I want it to be like it's about to burn. That gives it that taste I want. Quickly, the onions. I am really going big and chunky on these onions. 1, 2, 3. That's it. 1, 2. Big and chunky. That's how we like it. Oops. It's quite a big one. Stir the onion in. Look at that. There is a spice called garam masala, which I love so much in my curried goat and all my curries. I am not making adverts for Raja. I'm just showing you this is what I use. I just like their garam masala. It is powdery spice like that. This is what I'm adding, about 1 tablespoon. It is nice. If you have garam masala in your stew or curries or whatever, they are so nice. And then meat masala. I can already smell it. About 1 tablespoon. Though only those ones can be used for stews on their own. Stir it. You should smell this. And then Chinese 5 spice. You know I like using Chinese 5 spice. It is like spices I call in my language pepper and haliwe and echo and mintia, those kind of things. Yeah, it's like a combination of them. Here is it. By this time, people are like, oh, who is cooking what? Who is cooking what? And of course, my cayenne pepper. I love my cayenne pepper. A bit because I'm going to put in Scotch bonnet. Now I am adding my GOG. This is my GOG, garlic, onion, ginger. You see, I have fried tomato puree and it looks like it's about to burn. It's not about to burn. I just darken it. That is the taste I want before I am adding my GOG. The aroma. Stir that in. You see why I told you I'll use all the oil. That oil I used to fry. Look, it's vanishing. It's put in now, so I need to cover it. Hey, 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 hey. Oops. Oops. At this stage, if it is too thick for you, you add a little bit of water. Just a little bit. I don't want that now. I'll see if I'll add some later. As it is frying nicely and gently, and I've stopped the putu in, I want to add the other ingredients, and I'm lowering my heat. This beauty here is carrot. Washed, just cut it anyhow. Cut it anyhow you like. My kids are home and they are going to eat this with me, so I want to do it like their theme. That's why I am cutting this like that, to trap those who don't like eating. You know, kids, when you trap them with shapes and colors, they eat the food. Inside, and I want to put in this tomatoes. I like the sharpness of the tomatoes. That's why I'm adding it at this time. There's no formula for adding tomatoes early or later. Tomatoes can even be eaten raw. I like it raw. In goes fresh tomatoes. And of course, Scotch bonnet. Pop! Hey! Close your eyes before you pop the Scotch bonnet. Pop! 3 Scotch bonnets. Big chunks. Do you know that the colors of peppers taste different? Green tastes different from yellow, and yellow tastes different from orange, and orange tastes different from red. You know that? So depending on your mood, you choose which one you like. My sons, they like this in their curry, in their stew, in their sauces. I just boiled this macaroni. They like for some whatever reason, I just see that they like this. They just take it, they look for it in the food, and they play with it, and they'll be eating. So I am doing it for them. That is their theme. You see, everything is gone now. And the goat meat definitely going back in to suck the juice. You think I'll pour oil in it? Ah, cameraman! Don't you dare! This is stock cube. I am using the shrimpy one. And this Maggi season is almost the same as a stock cube. Just putting in a little bit, and then give this stew a good stir. Let me wash my hands. Hey, I told you that leftover goat meat in the pan there, somebody has started munching it. We like our curry goat colorful and not runny. Look at this. You put whatever you like inside yours. My little son will definitely ask me if I don't put in macaroni. He said, Mom, where is that macaroni? He just likes saying macaroni in stew. Look at this stew. Look at this curry goat. Curry goat. At this stage, check for spice, season, pepper, whatever you want, salt, and then if you are okay with it, cover it up and leave it to simmer away. And then the meat will suck all the juice from the stew. Hey! Hey, whoa! Cameraman, manager, nous me vivons tant la meat. Checking on this goaty sauce. Curry goat. See how colorful it is, and it has texture. And that goat meat is getting pumped again. You know what's pumping it up? Is a stew. Is a curry. And all the spices that we used in them makes this a unique curried goat with aroma, with vavavoom. It's so nice. I think it is ready, but for total readiness, I am adding an extra crunch of freshly chopped onions and freshly chopped spring onions. I don't want it cooked at all. I'm just stirring inside and then oops, off the fire. This extra zinky onion finish. Spicy fafa curry goat. Ta-da! Spicy fafa curried rice with curried goat. is ready. We have some salad to go with it, and this is cucumber salad, and going to add some we like cream and some fried plantains. They are ripe fried plantains. So here we are. The carrot goat came out so nicely, just like we want. Look at it. Full, packed full of goodness. And then some cucumber salad. We love cucumber salad in this house. And the fried plantains, ripe fried plantains. That is carrot goat with carrot rice. Get me out of here! I'm a celebrity! Shut up. Shut up. Better know the thing inside. You see that leftover goat meat in the bowl there? It has vanished. Ask me where it went